G'day and welcome to Game 2 of this lower bracket match, elimination match between OG and ThunderAwaken at ESL 1 Malaysia 2022. Game 1 has gone to OG in fairly commanding fashion, really. Once we moved into the mid-game, OG just started to amass more and more farm, and Amar on the Mars was just an absolute god. Just being everywhere and just zoned the entire team of ThunderAwaken in a couple of fights. So ThunderAwaken are now on their last legs. They have to pull out a win here now to stay in the tournament. And I'm guessing OG would be glad to quickly knock them out with a strong 2-0. OG, of course, did finish the top of their group convincingly the top of the, Group B. So, yeah, they have lost a couple of matches coming into this game, obviously on the lower bracket, but they have shown good form, and I expect them to continue to show that good form in this second best of 3 match. Opening bans: Winter Wyvern and Batrider coming out from OG. That Batrider is just getting banned more than it's getting picked. So we rarely actually get to see the potential of the hero because he's banned so often. But we know the potential is kill one person on the other team and control the map with early bots and Firefly. So that just gets taken out. The Winter Wyvern, mainly just because of the ultimate, the Winter's Curse, being able to reset a fight. It's just a little too strong. Particularly in a meta when everyone wants to group up around healers. If you have a Winter Wyvern ult, you don't want to be playing healers into a Winter Wyvern. It's not a good feeling because they're going to get massive value out of the ultimate, the curse, plus the Splinter's Blast. So where these group up drafts, you want to get rid of that Wyvern nice and early. Bans from ThunderAwaken are the Chen and the Timbersaw. Timbersaw being a targeted ban to Amar, and Chen just being a good meta ban. Chen, I said before, either 100% pick or ban rate, I think, so far in this game, in this tournament. 100% a big call, but you know it's close to it. I would have it a guess. Opening picks then: the IO healing draft. So yeah, don't want to have that Winter Wyvern around with the Razor. So Razor will be the Amar hero, or I'll eat my hat. He's played this hero, I think, every time OG has picked it this tournament from that off-lane position, or at least the pos 3, not necessarily the off-lane. And the response from ThunderAwaken is the Kunkka and the Snapfire. So huge team fight in the first 2 picks of ThunderAwaken. This is something that they probably lacked a little bit in the first game, in game 1 against OG, that they didn't have a whole bunch of team fight. So already we've got a boat, we've got torrents, we've got X's to pull people back in, and we've got globs coming in from afar from the Snapfire. I'd be very surprised if OG doesn't take out the Faceless Void, unless they plan on taking it themselves. When do we get a Mar Lycan? Insane buff to Howl, global 6% damage reduction or something. There's just better picks right now. And there's the Faceless Void ban. I'll call myself an oracle. I will. So Faceless Void taken out. Just, it would have been too much damage coming into a chrono. You could have had a pos 5 Faceless Void with these 2 opening picks and it would have been great value. Not that they would do that, but you know, that's just to show the strength of these opening 2 picks between the Kunkka and the Snapfire. Terrorblade, Undying, and Void all taken out. Puck, Earthshaker, and OD in response. BZM playing that OD last game. And this is the advantage of winning the game 1 as well. You win a game 1, and you win it with a hero that's a little bit off meta. And all of a sudden, that draws a ban away in the next draft that ThunderAwaken have to use. They all of a sudden have to consider this OD hero. Because prior to this, teams were not considering the OD, and now you can see it drawed a ban away, and now that may give some more options to OG. So Ancient Apparition, a personal favorite of my own. I think AA is actually very strong. Very, very strong. With appropriate setup, This hero does a lot in a team fight. And it's a lot of stuff that you don't even realize. So, against the IO, there's the obvious counter there being a healing setup. And the AA will stop the healing on the IO plus the tethered target. Well, it will stop the IO from healing across the tethered target.
10 seconds
which is pretty big. Now, the thing about Ancient Apparition, the Cold Feet doesn't necessarily have to proc for it to be good. It's almost a fear in some ways. You can think about Cold Feet as a bit of a fear, because that's what the ability does. Yes, it doesn't always stun, but it's going to fear the enemy. And if they don't get feared, they will get stunned. So that's just it's an additional note on Cold Feet. The whole hero mid game to late game is the Ice Vortex and the ultimate. That's the whole hero, and that's literally all it needs to be, because they're so strong. Following picks, the Storm Spirit and the Clockwork. I'd love to see a Clockwork Ags in this new patch. The Overcharge, or whatever it's called, amping up all of the abilities. I think that's much cooler than the refresh. And that's in line with the patch that it's Vodka. You're asking about the patch previously. That there seemed to be a big emphasis on stopping teams or stopping people refreshing abilities. So Refresher Shard got a mana cost added to it. Refresher Orb, I think, increased its mana cost. Clockwork lost its refresh ability. Ex Machina has a mana cost now as well. BKB has a mana cost. So all of these little changes add up to trying to stop people from getting basically Refresher BKB, Refresher Hex, because you're just not going to have the mana to do it. So that was one big theme of the patch, is trying to just nerf refreshing abilities, which I'm all for. I think that's a wonderful change. Storm Spirit will most likely be that mid hero of BZM. I'd be very surprised otherwise. Clockwork, Tiger, and we're probably looking for Yuragi's hero last. On the side of Thunder Predator, Tiny we did see in the hands of Dark Mago last game. Now, he did make it look fairly decent, but it did just fall off due to the OD. Just doing a little too well against the intelligence gain of Tiny.
10 seconds.
So, if we assume it's a mid-kunker, and I don't like assuming things, but let's assume it's a Dark Mago kunker. This would be a safe lane Tiny. Could be a Picard's Tiny. Where else are you going to put kunker in this draft, unless it's the support? Are we seeing a mid Snapfire? There's a bit more uncertainty about the draft of ThunderAwaken this time, because we haven't really seen a safe laner unless we're having throwbacks to safe lane Tiny. Will we see a will we see a Lycan last pick in the off lane and see that wolf bite Tiny again that plagued the dreams of many during TI? Who knows? But CK is the ban, so OG are working under the assumption that they are still looking for a safe laner. And then Viper as well. They're a little unsure, actually, OG. They're a little unsure which way ThunderAwaken's draft is going to go. Jug, Yaga, and Monkey King are taken out. Definitely targeted towards Yuragi. So what is left in the pool for Yuragi? There's a Troll. There's a Sven. And it's the TA that comes out. Is it the shoes? I haven't watched Dota in so long. I'm shocked Lycan isn't banned. Lycan is just not particularly strong right now. Since they removed the Necro books, it sort of nerfed the Zoo meta a fair bit. However, you get the Helm of the Overlord now, and you get the Ancient. If you can get the Dragon, the Black Dragon with the Helm of the Overlord, you can still sort of make Beastmaster and Lycan work. So that's the thought. Now let's just consider this TA pick as the last pick from OG. TA with the refraction charges. Are there good ways to remove refraction charges? I'm going to say there's decent ways. Tiny Avalanche is decent. Snapfire with the little shredder is decent. Kunkka doesn't really have ways. And if we're thinking this is a mid Kunkka, then, you know, that's going to be a tough matchup against the TA to try and remove those refraction charges. AA is decent as well with the cold feet ticks. And if you get the shard on AA, which is the whole hero, then it can tick down those refraction charges as well. Morphling as the final pick, you would assume, for Picard's. It is going to be a mid-tiny. Endamu on the 5AA, and it's an off-lane Kunkka. Off-lane Kunkka. Tiger will be taking the IO and Chu on the Clockwork. Now, whether that's the way they lane these, I still suspect that the IO will probably be in the safe lane, and the Clockwork will be in the off lane, regardless of the player positions in OG. But it is a BZM Storm. So it'd be Storm mid against Tiny. Be a bit of a farm fest. Kunkka versus Yuragi, is that playable? Yeah, Kunkka's decent. But it is the matchup they were sort of wanting, isn't it? You want the TA against the Kunkka because there's limited ways to remove refraction. And if Matthew on Snapfire doesn't go into at least 1 point in the shredder, then the blast and the cookie aren't going to be good at removing those charges either. So the only thing I can say is just Kunkka is a strong laner, and with the cleave, you can often just win a lane with the cleave. So we'll just have to see how many cleaves they dodge with the refraction charges, how many cleaves the safe lane support of OG manages to take. And they could just ignore the TA. TA is a bit ignorable, at least early in the laning phase. So you could just ignore the TA and focus your harass on the support of the lane and try and kick them out of the lane, and then TA can't deal 1v2. Righto, so we are in game 2. Game 2 of OG versus ThunderAwaken. This is an elimination match for ThunderAwaken. If they lose here, they are out of the tournament. They are done. Kaput. See you later. Welcome to the airport. Bye-bye, Malaysia. OG, on the other hand, have the chance to advance through to the next round. And we could have an early engagement here, actually. OG just not even smoking up. Just walking up. Just walking up, no smokes. Don't want to use that 50 gold. And it wouldn't really be needed because there's no wards here. Do you see Picard? And he's leveled the attribute shift. Early. Wards have been placed down and a little bit of scouting is occurring. Eyes on Matthew in the top lane. 30 seconds to battle. Headdress. Beginning. That hasn't changed between the old patch and the new patch. Just if you're a healer, just get that starting headdress. Grant 2 health regen to your allies, 2.5 to yourself, and away you go. So just looking at these wards, so that's 517, 523. So this one was placed first, but this is near the tree line. So I think both teams probably don't know that they're there. There is the two runes each. The tower did hit Dark Mago when he walked up here, so they'll suspect there's a ward around, but I doubt they will look this deep. You know, there might be a sentry here, which will sort of cover this area, or a sentry on the mid lane, which will cover this area, or a sentry over this area. Don't think that they're going to get a D-ward on the obs that is that deep up the hill. So slightly less vision, but more likely to stay up during the laning phase, which is what you want. You want a ward to stand. So in the bottom lane, it will be Yuragi on the safe lane TA, supported by Chu on this 5 Clockwork, up against Sacred of the Kunkka, level 1, and Matthew on this Snapfire. He's gone in with the level 1 battery. Level 1 battery is not a great spell. Just if you are unaware of that information. Level 1 battery does not deal enough damage to hurt them too much. However, I didn't really punish him then either. I thought maybe they'd throw out a scatter blast, hurt him. Just both runes, both camps being blocked here, so I mean no pulls, at least for the first couple of minutes. In the mid lane, last hits. In the mid lane, BZM is doing as expected against Tiny. I think this will be a farming lane for both heroes. BZM will come online at level 6, and Dark Mega can't really do much to him. He can't do much to them. So I think both heroes will be just farming here in this mid lane. In the top lane, Amar on the Razor has got the link, and Panda Moo took a bit of a beating. Stepped up a little too far. That level 1 chilling touch, and Picar's on the Morphling. Tiger trying to contest the pull. Bottom lane though, it looks like there's action, and the first blood will go to ThunderAwaken. Chew will go down, and as I said in this lane, perhaps just ignore the TA. By ignoring the TA, just focus everything on the support. You might be able to do it well. Oh, actually, refraction charges are down, and they'll get a good combo with the torrent into Tidebringer. Deny with the meld fight side blades hit, and Chew's back in. He is absolutely going ham. Oh, feels bad. I've been in that situation many a time. Plasma Field will just force Picar's to Strength Morph. Please. Waveform is on cooldown right now, so a little bit vulnerable. Endermoo still not level 2. Cold Feet probably won't be great in this lane because the Razor wants to run into you. Bottom lane though, Chew's in there again. This time he does get the cogs, but the cookie comes out. They're saving it for it, and the salve. And Chew will be happy with that exchange. BZM and Dark Mago just trading a little bit of harass, but pretty much standing on top of each other and not really doing much. The glyph from Dark Mago just to save that ranged creep. The little things in the mid lane, the little things. Farm is fairly even right now. No real discrepancies. Slightly doji, but nothing really too surprising. Chew will continue to try and just harass here while the creep wave is further up. But now there's the cookie online, he sort of knows that the gig is up, but you want to force it out. Will he pop the mango? He will. Cookie will come out. That's okay. By doing this, you're stopping any aggressive moves coming out on Yuragi. So this is just securing Yuragi's lane right now. By going on, forcing the cookie, they know that there's no real turnaround play onto Yuragi. And as a TA, you're most vulnerable in those early levels. Panda Moo does it the suck plus the plasma field, and he will go down under that tower. Even though a little bit of extra armor and HP regen is not going to save you now. Kaz does as all good POS 1s should do in that situation. Continue to hit creeps. Get most out of their support sacrifice. And not lose health yourself. Yes. Yes, there's a nice long suck there from Razor over onto the AA. But otherwise, this looks like a fairly passive laning phase. Until we get some level 6s, there is a stun toss combo, but yeah, he's going to turn around. BZM, he's going to try and turn around with the damage on top. Oh, this is a man fight to the death here. He's thinking about it. TP comes in from Matthew. And, does cancel that bottle charge. Very well done. 8 stick charges as well, Tiny was sitting on, and perhaps BZM didn't want to take that trade to the death. There's a good chance Dark Mago was baiting him with those stick charges and could have turned around with one last spell combo. Cheeky little ward here from Tiger. Going across, saying hello to Picar's. Now, yeah, Tiger, he's not the strongest support to harass the safe lane carry, level 3 Morphling, but soak a little of XP. That's what he's here for. He'll continue on his way. Now, Matthew is still sitting mid here. Are they attempting to try and get a kill with Cookie into Ava? I just don't know if it's enough. He got 10 stick charges. He will have enough mana for both. It is night time, but the ward's up. The ward's up over here. They see him if he comes close. Skewering runes though. It's going to go bottom, top. It will be bottom. DD rune in the bottle for BZM. Top lane, the sucker's coming out. It's still got the waveform, and yeah, Amar won't even force it. Jump in though. Iris here with the overcharge. Oh, doesn't need to run away from that Panda Moo cold feet, but jumping back in now with the combo and the DD damage, it will be enough to turn around on the AA. He will sacrifice his life to save that of his mids. Flag Bearer creep, just healing up this fellow creeps. Look at this, 3.5 health regen. Won't be enough though. Flag Bearer, you've done well, but it won't be enough. You can see the Sacred just can't really harass Yuragi in this lane. BZM clearing a couple of jungle creeps. And Picard's, the best he can do is just pull to the small camp himself, which is a sad, sad situation. But you are against a Razor, one of the best lane dominators. Just holding a skill point on Amar currently. Maybe he wants another in the Storm Surge if he needs to chase someone down, so fair enough point. Tiny pulled in. We'll go in with the zip. Not going to be enough mana on BZM though to continue the damage output. And Dark Mago will just walk away. Bottom lane though, Kunkka goes down. Q coming across. And yeah, this Kunkka versus TA lane is not going well. And already 3k net worth lead going over to OG. The 3k in 7 minutes is not looking good. It's already starting to get a little bit scary for Scythe ThunderAwaken. Stacks in the jungle as well for OG. They will get another stack here. Chu's been busy. Any other stacks? No other stacks. Mr. Alistair, Chan, Afton, welcome to the stream. Zip in over onto the Tiny. Will toss up into the air. Pull will come out over onto Matthew. Does he have the cookie? He does. Escapes up the high ground. Darkmate turns around with the tree throw. And Chu will go down. Clockwork just got a little too zealous in that chase up the high ground.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Welcome to the stream and thank you for the follow. We are casting a little bit of ESL 1 Malaysia today. Suck with the ult on Picard's. He is holding. He's holding waveform. He held waveform a little too long. I hail from the crew Discord server, Mr. Alistair. Alistair, welcome in. Thank you so much for your support today, and I hope you enjoy the cast. Bottom lane, Avok Toss combo coming out onto Chu. But it will just be a trade in Yuragi right now. He is strong. And he says, bring more people to the bottom lane. Does anyone else want to come down here? He's top of the net worth, 4.5k gold in 9 minutes. And he's just happy. Someone wants to come, I'll cleave him in half. I'll take your gold, take your XP, and continue on my farming ways. BZM looking for a pick. Matthew headed to the top lane to try and get some XP towards his level 6. He would want to try and hit that by about 10 minutes. There will be a book available, but this tower lift. Are they thinking about defending it? I doubt it. Just holding, getting a little bit of value out of that glyph for the time being. And Amar should come up and finish this off. I'm surprised Matthew didn't try and deny the tower. Thanks, y'all, for having me. Absolutely, you're welcome anytime. Once again, thank you for coming in. Appreciate the support. Matthew just blocking up the wave here. See if he can get the wave a little further back so he can soak some XP. It will get pushed in, so he will get what he wants. But not nearly enough to get to level 6. Chu doing the same mid lane, trying to get that hook shot online. Typical build for Clockwork. In fact, Clockwork is one of those heroes that you would rarely see any other skill build. You know, most heroes have some variety in the skill build that they have, but Clockwork, you really do want that battery assault leveled up, 1 in cogs, 1 in flare. You know, sometimes I see you might skip a cogs, but cogs is just too value to not level it. So yeah, Clockwork, one of those heroes that has a fairly uniform skill build. Oh, denied another ward. No, didn't quite get it off in time. And Pandamoo will find that D ward. A little bit, 141 gold for Pandamoo. And the courier on the side as well. 50 gold each for his team members. He's happy about that. It's about all Pandamoo can do on the map at the moment until he gets his level 6. He has maxed the Ice Vortex, which I 100% approve of. Ice Vortex is the strongest spell on AA. Particularly looking to get that shard as soon as possible. And he'll start having a lot more impact in the team fights. No one is pressuring Yuragi bottom though. He's now almost 6k gold. He's gone up 1,500 gold since we last looked at him. He's almost got a Desolator online. 600 gold from a Desolator. And an early Rosh is even a possibility at that point. Smoke, though, from Dark Mago. No Blink Dagger available at this point. Pandabu sitting behind with the Ice Blast. Amar is the target. Will they find him? Pigging out. Try and get further away. He's tossed in. Ice Blast on top. Did it actually hit? Yes, it did. It connected. But BZM's here with the turnaround. Tiger's coming with the relocate. Because he needs to probably try and get out of this situation pretty quickly. Dark Mago's getting chunked down with the battery assault. Will he get away? One more hit and the rocket flare will do it. IO does take BZM to the other side of the map, and Chu will be the sacrificial lamb left over.
Dire's structures are fortified.
So 2 for 2 at the end of the day, which I think OG will be happy with because they're climbing still in gold. TA still not touched on the bottom lane. He's still down here. He's still farming. He's got the Deso coming out. He's queued up the blink. Oh, this is scary for ThunderAwaken. They are just completely ignoring this TA currently at the moment. Most damage done by the clockwork there. XP change. Damage done by the storm. Yeah, 1400 damage by the storm in that little foray. Wonder if any player just sniped from across the map. With the AA blast you're talking about, or perhaps the storm jump. So items coming out next for Morphlings. Looking for the Manta. Wants to be able to dispel. What he actually wants to dispel in this game. Not really sure, to be honest. Yeah, I'm not sure what the Manta really is. Maybe just farming. The farming Manta. Tiger's gonna break the smoke.
How you doing?
Hey, how you doing? I'm doing pretty well. I'm having a blast casting this Dota tournament. Tiger just breaking that smoke and completely stifling the movement there of ThunderAwaken. They went north and Tiger just tucked into these trees behind, and he was fine to just walk away. TA soon 3k ahead of Morph. Oh yeah, absolutely. TA has been ignored. Over into the triangle now, clearing out the Ancients. He's 7.7k gold. He just keeps going faster. Using Word Band during cast. I should just really take that off, shouldn't I? I will not be abiding by it if you do. X in with the globs and the ultimate and the boat as well. Oh my goodness. They really wanted to kill this this clockwork. That was 1, 2, 3 ultimates for a POS 5 clockwork. Wowzers. That shows you how desperate ThunderAwaken are feeling on the map right now, and they have to commit that many spells. I will actually go down as well, but yeah, Yuragi has joined the party. There's an Orchid over on the Storm Spirit. Matthew's being chased down as well. Amar wants to get in there. Picard's actually is coming on the side as the Razor will have the suck available if he wants it. Pandamu will get meld struck and 2 hit down. Oh, Chu. Chu does do the a few pings. Yeah. A little bit of yeah, party horn. A little bit of the tips coming out. A little bit of team flame there. Yeah, the full load was unleashed on Clock, and he was extremely happy with that outcome. Because there was nothing left for them to fight in the mid lane, so that mid tower is now gone. X, Torrent, combo will get dodged by the zappity zippity zap of the Storm Spirit. So if we're looking at map positioning right now, OG still have a reasonably healthy tier 1 tower. And it's a safe lane tower as well. Actually, untouched safe lane tower. And ThunderAwaken, they're getting squeezed on the map. They've lost their top tier 1. They've lost their tier 1 mid. And the map is just going to get smaller and smaller. And if this Roshan can be secured by the side of OG, the map is no longer going to exist for ThunderAwaken. They will not be able to do a single thing. They will just be huddled in their base, holding hands, trying to survive out the winter, whilst their towers fall around them. I'm still a little confused by this Manta. Don't know what it is he's dispelling. He just maybe wants to get through refraction charges faster. I think SMY would be a much better pick. Dark Mago zapped on by BZM. We'll take him down. And Pandamu. Poor AA's caught in the cogs. with an angry clockwork. And it's just a bit of a run over at the moment. ThunderAwaken, they're going to have to pull out something pretty big here. If we have a look at the graphs, yeah, 81% win probability at the moment for OG. It's starting to climb pretty quickly. And we're at a 7k net worth lead, only 16 minutes into the game. And it's only going to extend now. Look at the minus armor, the Deso, the double meld hit. This Roche has got he's got only 5 armor, this Roche. Roshan's meant to be big and scary, but he was just a big plush toy right then. The Uragi will just continue to farm the Ancients. He's almost 10k net worth lead. He is 3k ahead of the Morphling now. And this offlane Kunk has actually gone for a Wraith Pack. He's got a complete Tiger with the boat combo. Globs coming out as well. Oh, did they actually not get him? Dark Mega coming in with the stun from the side. Avalanche combo. BZM will try and reinitiate, but has to dodge the Ice Blast coming through. Amar has a BKB. He's in the middle of it with the ultimate popping off. Pandamu will go down with Dark Mega as well. And Matthew, he's not going to escape. BZM's here as well with Uragi. Meld Strike, and he will go down. It's a 3-for-1, and Tiger is going to be pressing that button every single day of the week.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Items coming out from Amar after that BKB. He's going to be looking for the Halberd. Going to completely shut down the Morphling. Morphling doesn't feel particularly good in this current patch, I don't think. Feels very weak. Doesn't feel like you're doing much at all. Ooh, Dark Mago, be careful. Be careful. There's a very scary TA. He's going to have a BKB soon as well. His farm speed is through the roof. Actually running the Sacred Clockworks here. Deso hitting in Meld Strike. Uragi's got to be careful of backline. Ice Blast does come through, but the rest of ThunderAwaken might be in trouble. Kunkka goes down, and BZM is zapping through Picards. Is there a hold? Not for 10 seconds. Waveform in 2. Dark Mago's back in with the Blink Initiate. BZM is able to zap away Uragi with the slow and the trap. It's suck on suck action. And Picards versus Amar. Who's going to have the better suck? It looks like Amar does at the end of the day. And that was just an Aegis on BZM. He's back alive. Uragi with the 12 bonus damage now on the Deso does pick up the DD rune, and I can't help but think that this game and their life in the tournament, their life blood is slowly ebbing away on ThunderAwaken. Is that a shard? Oh, that's a shard picked up on Amar as well. Dark Mago TP's in and he immediately is a bit scared. The zip with the silence, but he does get the blink out in time. As BZM committed a little too far. He's low on mana. He can get relocated out in 19 seconds if he needs to. Snapfire is actually picked off in the background by DD Uragi. Oh no. Oh no. Please have mercy. Have mercy, Uragi. This is going to be not pretty. They're just charging in. They want to find something. If they find anyone, if Uragi gets to hit anybody, they are just, oh, Dark Mago. Oh, you are going to be a mincemeat tiny. Meanwhile, Amar's got the BKB going, running in the middle of the fight. Sacred will end up going down to the right clicks of Amar, and Uragi is still just playing around the edges. But Pandamu up in the top jungle. No, it's a panda. Don't go extinct, panda. Uragi does actually get tossed in, and the refraction charges have been taken away. He's gone down. Have OG extended a little too far and outstayed their welcome. Tiger will yeah, just coming through. IO, nothing to see here. Just zips through the whole team of Thunder Predator on his way out to Amar, his friend, as he escapes across the map. So even with losing Uragi in that fight, that's still a 12k lead over to OG. I mean, it's going to show on the graph in a moment. It's just plateauing. It's just leveling. It's not a comeback at this point for ThunderAwaken, but it's stemmed the blood. It's stemmed the flow for the time being. It is the Aegis being used. The tier 2 tower at top didn't actually fall, so they didn't lose too much map position out of that Aegis. Normally, out of an Aegis, you want to take at least a tier 2, get access to the outpost, start taking that down. But OG did get a little bit kill hungry there and didn't take the objectives. It is a slither of hope. It is a slither of hope for ThunderAwaken. A slither, but not much more. BZM now heading towards the BKB himself. He's got the Kaya. Has he got the Sange? No, I don't think so at this point. So just the Kaya for the mana loss reduction, or spell amp rather, and mana regen amp. But he decides to go in for the BKB next. So he needs some survivability in the fight. He's going to be zipping right in the middle of their whole team. He wants to be able to stand and hold his ground and secure the pickoff that he goes in on. Amar, the Falcon Blade, and the Sange Halberd is almost here. Yuragi has BKB and 165 gold.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Echo Saber. And are they looking for a smoke? Yes, it is. 4-man smoke. They'll try and connect perhaps with their Morphling, who now has the Dragon Lance done. 10k gold. Slowly closing the gap a little bit on the TA, but the rest of OG are just at the top of the net worth charts. Dark Mago with this Blink Echo has a lot of burst. Not enough, I don't think, to take down 2.7k health. And it's a counter smoke from OG. Who's going to get the jump here? Yuragi with the Blink BKB, as well as the Dagger of Ristul. Additional 40 damage for 100 health. Seems like a pretty good trade to me. And this is a full 5-man wipe. The Zip comes out. They're going to catch. They see Picard. They see the team. They see them all there. There's a hook available. They catch the A on the backline with the double cogs. And there goes one. There's no buyback on AA. Boat coming through with the run buff. Dark Mago in, trying to get some sort of pick off over on the Tiger. Tiger will go down to the globs from Matthew. Sacred, he wants to keep going. I don't think he can. Buyback from Io, in with the relocate. Spawning his team. Picard is in no man's land. He's been caught in the trees next to the tier 2. Mass TPs, mass buybacks. 3 buybacks coming in. Will they be able to turn around onto OG? What are they going to do? Amar's been caught a little bit by shotgun on the side, but underneath the tower, Yuragi will go down. Amar, he's got the TP, and it's not quite fast enough. Triple buyback coming out from Awaken to save their Morphling, which they do, but at what cost? Triple buyback. ThunderAwaken, they saved their tier 2, they saved their Morphling. Will it be enough? I think they gained 1k gold there, but it's going to be rough for them. Thunder committing super hard to win that fight. They won't be able to do that again. So that's no buyback on the Mortimer, on the Kunkka, or the AA. It's just the Morphling and the Tiny with the buyback now. And Morphling really does not want to buy back at this point in the game. He wants to keep scaling. He has to try and keep up. He is the only light in their entire team. And this is the same story we saw in game 1. Picard's Nature's Prophet was 5k net worth lead ahead of the next highest farmed hero on the map, but it wasn't enough. OG spread their farm across their cores a little too well, and Picard's was just an island unto himself. Sacred and Dark Mago just didn't get enough farm to make enough of an impact in the mid game. And if we look at what's happening right now, Sacred, he's only got 1,000 or 2,000 odd gold more than this clockwork of Pos 5 clockwork of Chew. So we're seeing the same story unfold, except the only difference this time is instead of being even net worth, they're 12k behind on the side of ThunderAwaken. So all their eggs are truly in the basket of this Picard's Morphling. Smoke coming out from OG. Tiger leading the way. Not particularly sure that's the best person to be running up the high ground. Chew will turn around. They can actually run into Picard as they see him. But that's not really the target they want. He is the strongest. Dark Mago is coming in with the Avalanche Toss combo, and Chew will go down. Long jump in on the back lines over onto the AA. They want to get rid of this AA. Will die to the Soulbird. BKB of Picard's. He can manage to turn around and fight. Disengage from the suck. Tiger's being caught by the X. Glob's coming through. Will take him out. And Thunder Predator. They're doing enough. I don't think Yuragi was in that fight, or he was off to the side and disengaged pretty quickly. Dark Mago's on the hunt. Ooh. So close to catching the TA. That would have been a huge pick. And now Pakaz. It is all on him. But maybe he can carry it. Maybe on this Morphling, he has the potential to. But just... right now, ThunderAwaken, they've turned it around. Other smoke though, 3-man smoke, they are not slowing down. They see Dark Mago, they need detection. He relocates coming in with the sentry. He goes over here, the zap comes through, BKB going to commit. Who's they committing onto? Do trap into. And with the cog push out, Matthew will be caught to the side of his team. Hookshot just catching his own teammate there. But don't think it would have made too much of a difference in the end. OG just want to keep playing fast. They've said, this Roche is up, we want to take it. Yuragi with the minus armor. We've seen this story before. It's got a shard this time. Could have the silence. Overcharge buff. We already have a shard out on Razor. Q with the jetpack. I don't rate that shard particularly high. Thunder are coming across. But the Cogs are just going to zone them from getting in, plus the Plasma Field zone as well. Dark Mago will toss Chew back into the rest of the team. BKB coming out from Dark Mago, but it's to run away. It's a defensive BKB. It's never a good feeling when doing that clockwork creatures too on the backside. Dark Mago BKB has been expended. Cogs is mucking around with Saker in the background. The rest of the team are coming though. Yuragi's on the way, so's Amar. Has got the Lightning Storm running. Saker is going to be caught. He's going to be armored down. Oh, Meld Strike plus the Eye of the Storm hits. And he can't live through that. Back into the Roche Pit we go. Back into the Roche Pit we go. It is on a 3rd HP. We still have the minus armor. ThunderAwaken are going to just disengage and let them have it this time. Super Pac-Man Power, thank you so much for the work. Welcome into the stream. Hope you enjoy your time here today. Yeah, another DD. Although I don't think this DD is going to be used for much other than farming. Although, Relocate comes in, but they saw it coming. Oh no! That's... Tiger's dead. No buyback. Aegis expended. Do they want to still take the fight? They don't really have a choice. Yuragi, he's just dead. He didn't have BKB. That was a very aggressive relocate coming out from the side of OG. They saw them perhaps under a ward or something. They had some vision and they decided they were going to go in. But, yeah, I mean, relocate shows on the ground when you're coming in. They knew TA had no BKB. They could just set up the avalanche, precast the avalanche on that relocate, follow up with the globs, and that was just a dead relocate. OG gank coming through. In all seriousness though, OG is still looking very strong in this game. I think they are trying their best to ThunderAwaken to climb themselves back in. Let's just consider our late game matchups. It's a 5-man smoke. Whilst TA is dead, this is good timing. Will OG give them something to look at? Oh, BZM zips away. He goes, I do not see anybody on the map. Everyone's missing. Look at the side of OG. They are huddling around towers. They're coming back together. They sense that something's up. Matthew doesn't have a blink shard, so he can't really initiate. But Dark Mago, he certainly can. They see Amar. Yuragi has respawned. Everyone's here. There's going to be a counter smoke. Smoke around behind the back. All 5 men. Smoke on the side of Thunder has expired. And now they're looking for the counterplay. Amar leading the charge through the river. Tiger behind with the balls running. Yuragi doesn't want to be the first person initiated on. And a move. He's in the Rosh Pit. Clockwork does go in with the hook shot following up. But Pakaz pops the BKB and just chunks on through him. Tiger will go down as well. But it's the suck on suck action once again. BZM is going to pull in. Tiny won't have enough damage. Dark Mago popping the BKB as well. Yuragi's untouched in the backline at the moment. He's still fighting. Will he get the cleave through onto Pakaz? Not yet at the moment. Meld Strike will come out and Pakaz will go down. Dark Mago back in with the toss. Will finish him off. Chew did have the buyback. No hook work. No hook work. No hook shot available to chase any further. So the fights are starting to really go the way of ThunderAwaken. That's really 4 dead on OG, including the carry for only 2 on the side of ThunderAwaken. It's starting to turn around. ThunderAwaken just being in a better position in these fights. Their supports are just getting a little bit caught out. Like, you want Clockwork to go in. This is the play. Chu needs to go in here. He needs to go in, create chaos, separate the fight. The cogs on the stairs are perfect. It separates 2 players of ThunderAwaken from the other 3 down the river. That's what you want. He immediately buys back after he dies, knowing that that was his role in the fight. That's okay. Tiger is getting a little bit caught though. If Tiger is seen anywhere close to the fight, then they're just going to jump on top of him. They got plenty of catch to get this IO, and if the IO goes down, then the overcharge buff is not coming out. The auras are not being in effect, and the cores of OG just seem to be a little bit lackluster with this IO sitting behind them. But look at the items. Yeah, OG have not really progressed in the last 5 minutes. Their farm has somewhat stagnated. Now, if we think about Yuragi's farm, that was accelerating at such a rate, 1.5k per minute for so long, it's now stagnated and is not really going anywhere. He has maxed out the Desolator. Like, this is what we checked his items last time. This hasn't changed. This is what his items were 5 minutes ago. So he has not actually progressed at all as a POS 1 on the side of OG. I think they've decided, OG, that they need to go back to farming. If OG can work the map a little bit better, they will get their lead again. Maybe that's what they're confident in. They're confident they can outplay Thunder on the map, but not necessarily in the team fights right now. Whatever you need to do to get the win is what OG is thinking. Thunder, though, they're starting to feel pretty strong. They're hitting their straps, and they want to keep looking for fights. Picard is an absolute monster now. He's 4k net worth ahead of the TA, and he is the raid boss of the map. Skadi ready as well. He's going in for a Daedalus of all items. More damage. Not finishing off the Satanic, although he probably will at some point. Looking at his talent tree, he does have waveform attacks, target 15 agility, 250 waveform RAM, so he's going for all of the aggressive talents. Storm, mana regen plus stake remnant damage, so a bit of a mix of sustain and aggressiveness. Tiger is only level 14 actually, has the 15 attack damage to tethered units, so just buffing up his Storm and his TA. And so if he's not there, that 15 damage isn't coming through. Yuragi, all of the damage ones as well. 25 refraction damage, 120 Psyblade range and spill range, and 3 meld armor reduction. That really does make quite a difference against Roche. Roche, which may respawn in a minute 52, so still a fair way away for the big boy to come back into the map. Matthew has picked up a gem. So map positioning and vision around the map, a big priority of ThunderAwaken right now. You remember they did pick up a gem fairly early in game 1 and ended up losing it and giving it over to OG. This time they held off on getting that gem for maybe just a little bit longer until they started to secure a couple of fights. They've now picked up the gem, and sensing that the momentum is now shifting their way, they are going to try and secure that map vision. Smoke on the side of OG, just a 3-man smoke. BZM and Yuragi are not in it. Bear in mind, it is a shard on TA, so those traps will silence as well. Both teams know where each other are right now. They're playing around this Roche, could respawn in 55. Still potentially a long way away, but both teams don't want to give up this positioning. They see Sacred, hookshot comes in, will be the follow-up cogs, but Dark Mega can initiate with the stun. BZM's forced to pop the BKB, but he's getting chunked down by this Tiny. Yuragi with the Desolator attacks and the meld armor over onto Dark Mega. We'll have to move away. But once again, we have the suck on suck. Who can do it better? BKB's on both sides. Manta to get rid of this silence dispel. Dark Mager's back in with the Ava. Toss combo will go down for the kill. It's a trade for a trade. OG though, they're down to 2 heroes, and ThunderAwaken are still standing strong with 4 members of their team. And I would say that the momentum has well and truly swung now to the side of ThunderAwaken. Was a buyback on the Kunkka. Sacred does have to use that to secure the fight. The gold doesn't really change, actually. Yeah, gold changed, 700, 900 each way. But apart from that, it's more of a feeling on the map right now. If you're OG right now, you felt like you had an early lead. You were pressuring the map, you got a couple of Aegises, and then you took this fight deep here. Tier 2s were not taken, and you got rebuked. You got turned back, you lost your cause, and then from that moment onwards, you've been losing space on the map. Instead of using that Aegis to potentially secure these tier 2 towers, which could have been easily done, just TA, Desolate, hitting with the Desolator. They got a little bit kill thirsty, and from that moment, the game has turned around in ThunderAwaken's favor. And now it's actually going to be OG who is going to lose the first tier 2 tower, opening up the outpost and that map position, denying XP to the side of OG. Kars is now holding the gem. Probably the safest person on the side of Thunder to have the gem, but also the one who needs to make the most use of it, because he has the most damage and the most kill potential. So if he cannot get kited, if he gets a Glimmer Cape on him or gets melded on the TA, he doesn't want to have to stop hitting. BZM being very, very cheeky with the jump through right then. Now that we've got a few more levels on this Kunkka as well, this Wraith Pact doing good work. Early pickup. Do we have a Wraith Pact on the side of OG? Don't think we do. It's completed Daedalus. Honyaragi. He is not messing around now. He is sick of not being able to kill people fast enough. There's been a few times he's got to hit into Dark Mago with the meld strikes, and he hasn't had enough damage, which has got to be frustrating as a TA because you don't have any natural lockdown. So when you get an opportunity to hit someone, you really want to make sure that they die. But he's been living a little bit longer than what he probably has the right to. Maybe this plate mail, just casual plate mail at the moment, is doing quite a lot of work. 34 armor. And quiver. Okay, both teams are now positioning around this roach. Smoke from Thunder. I'm just going to walk straight up the high ground. Ooh. Yeah, it could have been nasty if OG had held their ground on that high ground, but they do back up and smoke themselves. Uragi's going to be the first one in. With the BKB hook in. We'll get the cogs off to just get the fight kicked off. BZM with the BKB going, zipping in, zipping out. Dark Mago has got his damage stolen from him. But in comes the Morphling trying to get up. He's been disarmed. He's actually going down a little bit. The globs coming in from the backline from Matthew just doing way too much. Oh dear, the globs with the amp up from the Ice Vortex. You can see him on the ground. Anywhere those globs hit with that increased damage from the Ice Vortex, it's just too strong. And I think now that this BKB has run down to 6 seconds for Amar, he can't really sustain himself in the fight. There's a little bit too much damage coming out that he needs to be afraid of. He's got 3000 HP, maybe he needs a little more. He needs to survive to keep this suck going for as long as possible and try and let the Eye of the Storm do the damage. Now it's a 3k gold lead, and I would say, despite the gold lead being still 2k in OG's favor, it might be actually soon not. It is now well and truly even, or maybe even back in the favor of ThunderAwaken in this game. Yeah, look at this. Win probability is actually 63% now to ThunderAwaken. My, how the tails have turned. We're up to 91%. 91% to 9 until that fateful fight near the top tier 3. And ThunderAwaken didn't give up hope. Didn't give up the fight. And they are still in this tournament. And if we think about the late game now, TA is not, unless he can get sort of like level 30 and get that meld hit bash as well as the 7 refraction instances, he's going to struggle to trade against some of these heroes of ThunderAwaken. Razor, fallen off as well. He's only level 2, still not level 25. He's got strong items, but not quite enough right now. If we look at BZM, as the tier 3 towers are being sieged, the glyph does come out. Are they just going to let this fall? I mean, there's an Aegis on Picard's. They can't kill him once. How are they going to kill him twice? Gold is now even. Glyph does come out again, trying to just delay them as much as possible. What item are they looking for? A Mage Slayer? No. Oh, the Revenant's Brooch. He's looking for the Revenant's Brooch. Who has... Ah, this Ghost Scepter. Actually, 2 Ghost Scepters. He wants to be able to kill people. They want to use those Ghost Scepters. Does A have one as well? Yeah, there's actually 3 Ghost Scepters. So Revenant's Brooch, super value item this game. So being able to hit through so many, I think 4 hits through the Ghost form should be enough to enable TA to pick off one of those heroes that's try to save themselves with that physical immunity, those right-click immunity. Tiger now has moved towards getting a Wraith Pact. Blades is online. It's still a fair way away, really, about 1,200 gold away from getting that Wraith Pact completed. Double catapult waves, that will be cleared. So there won't be a push with double catapults, which can be super devastating. If you lose a fight and then there's double catapults coming in, you can really take a beating. EZM now has the Aghanim's Scepter. Big pull in and the Overload upgrade. So if you can get an Overload off on some allies plus a big Aghanim's Scepter pull in, that's going to be a lot of damage coming out. And a lot of control. So this mini black hole is available. If you're not sure what the Ags on Storm Spirit does, it turns Electric Vortex into an AoE that affects all enemies within the area around Storm Spirit. Oh, does he have enough? Oh no, he doesn't. He's actually out of mana. BZM, he's going to be forced to pop the BKB. And he's just going to be dead. BZM, he did not have enough mana to get away, and the tips are coming out. ThunderAwaken are feeling themselves right now. The panic from the side of OG, the toss from Dark Mage is going to have to pop the BKB, but Amar's already dead. Double buyback coming out. Clockwork's in. Run buff coming through. Picard is just being controlled in the backline by the Cogs. Yuragi is getting overcharged with the BKB pop, but he can't stand and fight. There's an Ice Blast on top of him. He has to run. These BKBs are being used to run away. Oh, doesn't use the Electric Vortex. Would have caught 2 on that. Lobs. Oh yeah, so that's 3 buybacks coming out from the side of OG. Storm did buyback as well. Big zip in, catch 3 on the back line. Will they have enough damage? Clockwork coming in as well. They catch him inside the Cogs. TA's there bashing away with the refraction hits. But will it be enough? I don't think it is. Tiger goes down. So does Chu. That's about the best they could ask for, but at the moment it's not going to be enough. Meld Strike. The Cars does run away with the 4-staff part of that Hurricane Pike. Aegis does expire. And OG are now hanging on by a thread in this game. You can't really delay this Morphling. Morphling will go through these racks very, very quickly. He has 500 damage. And there, yeah, that's Megas. They're going straight for the throne. There's no use mucking around. There's 2 heroes dead. The 2 supports are out. OG are going to have to put up some sort of fight here. How they get through them, I don't know. Maybe picking off some supports. They just get the 1 grip. BKB is popped. Boat coming through, but does miss. Run buff onto Sacred. Amar. Gonna have to try and save his carry here. Yuragi's being caught. And he's just dead. He just disappeared. We'll catch Matthew on the back lines. That's only 1 support out. Matthew will immediately buy back. And yeah, Tiny Dark Mago is onto the throne with the ult coming through from Panda Moo. GG is called, and this will be a 1-1. Thunder Predator taking game. ThunderAwaken taking game 2 in an absolute comeback.